Grindhouse, 2007, is a double-feature horror film, and Planet Terror by director Robert Rodriguez is the blood-soaked opening segment. This is not only a survival battle between humans and zombies, but also a work that is completely different from the traditional zombie genre. In the film, the characteristics of the zombies are distinct from the traditional type, with more grotesque appearances, greater ferocity, and many exhibiting violent and bizarre behaviors. The work is considered impressive within the zombie genre, full of blood and gory scenes of the human body. The storyline is uniquely constructed and humorous, yet still retains the spirit of celebrating B-movies. Director Robert Rodriguez nearly took on all the key roles, from screenwriting, directing, composing music, to editing, thereby asserting his strong personal imprint in a zombie film with a modern breath. The film will reveal details and may contain spoilers, so please come back later if you want to enjoy it fully. Planet Terror opens with a short segment about the character Machete, where the director introduces us to a figure both comedic and violent who would later return in the film. But thanks to the audience's positive response, the director eventually expanded on this character, and we now have 2 full films about Machete. The setting then shifts to a sensual dancer performing in a bar. This woman is Cherry, played by Rose McGowan, who also appears as Pam in Tarantino's Death Proof. With her familiar provocative moves and revealing shots, she works as a go-go dancer, a depiction that arguably makes the overall picture more alluring than the strip dance scene in Death Proof. Cherry feels exhausted and disillusioned with her current life, so she decides to quit her job. This event becomes the turning point that later transforms her into a brave warrior against zombies. As she wanders along the road, a convoy of soldiers passes by and knocks her into the roadside. The wound on her right thigh foreshadows her future fate. Another main character is Ray, played by Freddy Rodriguez. He is Cherry's ex-lover, and later becomes the one who helps her rebirth into a female warrior. The barbecue restaurant owner is an old man named JT, portrayed by Jeff Fahey. He constantly argues with his brother about the secret recipe for their barbecue sauce. Meanwhile, the town's sheriff is Haig, played by Michael Biehn. The main plot of Planet Terror is built on the foundation of zombies, following a motif not so different from conventional zombie films. The story revolves around a biochemical virus, DC-2, that leaks from a military base in Texas, infecting the residents of a nearby town and turning them into zombies that attack humans. Right from the opening sequence, a military unit led by General Muldoon, played by Bruce Willis, is shown aggressively hunting for the DC-2 gas. In a previous deal, he and his soldiers were accidentally exposed to the virus. To slow down the transformation process, Muldoon is forced to inhale the DC-2 gas continuously. It is at this moment that the virus spreads into the air and infects most of the town's inhabitants. The director makes it clear that this is the primary cause of the outbreak in the film. Strictly speaking, the zombies in Planet Terror are not the traditional undead. They are portrayed as diseased, deranged individuals rather than corpses risen from the grave, and their appearance is not the typical gaunt, pale, and decaying form of classic zombies. The film guides us through each sequence with humorous dialogue written by Robert Rodriguez for the characters, making the audience laugh throughout despite the gore and chaos. It wasn't until 2003, when Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino came up with the idea of a spoof project on the Grindhouse genre consisting of 2 parts, that Rodriguez officially began writing the script for his zombie film. The film then shifts to introduce us to the second female lead, Dr. Dakota Block, portrayed by Marley Shelton. She is a strangely complex woman. In front of her husband, she appears weak, enduring all forms of mistreatment. Yet in front of her patients, she is a talented and strong anesthesiologist, capable of delivering humorous lines even while administering anesthesia. Her skill with syringes is remarkable. She can render a patient unconscious in seconds, and she can swiftly draw a syringe from her stocking and hurl it like a throwing knife at the weak points of a zombie. An interesting detail is that she also makes an appearance in Death Proof when Mike is taken to the hospital. Dakota is secretly involved in a relationship, and her lover is none other than Tammy, the lead singer of the famous hip-hop group Black Eyed Peas, a surprising Easter egg for fans. Dakota wishes to escape with Tammy and her son, far away from her abusive husband William Block, played by Josh Brolin. As the town succumbs to the outbreak, soldiers and infected patients are brought into the hospital, where William is directly treating them. During this time, he discovers his wife's affair, and tragically, he too becomes infected with the virus. The director crafts this violent, twisted couple to intensify the film's brutality. Shots focused on syringes heighten the sense of madness that permeates the movie. Within the hospital, we witness horrific and bloody sequences, grotesque tumor-like slime covering the bodies of infected patients, zombies disemboweling and tearing people apart. Both the hospital and the police station are built with meticulous detail, complete with wall-mounted props and various mechanical devices. The grotesque, revolting zombie makeup of the actors is on full display alongside numerous practical effects. There is even a radio announcement paying tribute to Jungle Julia, a reference that viewers of Death Proof will immediately recognize and appreciate. When the epidemic spreads uncontrollably throughout the town, the tragedies of each character eventually bring them back together. Cherry, in a roadside accident with Ray, loses her right leg after it is devoured by zombies. Dakota's family falls into heartbreaking ruin, and the entire town is overrun by the infected. Everyone reunites at the barbecue restaurant, from where they set out to escape the town in search of a safer place. Their battle against General Muldoon's troops and the hordes of zombies becomes a blood-soaked struggle, filled with explosions, gunfire, and action sequences that are both spectacular and entertaining. Many of the moments, despite the gore, are staged with such excess and dark humor that they make the audience laugh even amidst the chaos. At the end of the film, Cherry is fitted with a prosthetic leg made from an M4 rifle, a truly spectacular sight and one of the most memorable moments in Planet Terror. This transformation launches her into the explosive final battle, drenched in fire and blood. Her journey, carrying a heavy heart yet showing newfound strength, continues to evolve in the latter part of the story. We also encounter Quentin Tarantino, who takes on the role of a repulsive villain, a vile rapist whose performance is deliberately revolting. The film is packed with boldness and a cast of strikingly attractive actors, an element that enhances its appeal and makes it far more fiery and over-the-top compared to Death Proof. Planet Terror is a film meticulously crafted by its director, with artistic detail embedded in every shot. The imagery is intentionally designed to mimic old, worn-out reels, complete with scratches and dirt marks. Compared to Cherry in the film, actress Rose McGowan in real life is deeply admirable. She is a feminist advocate and an active activist for LGBT rights. The film is often compared to Tarantino's Death Proof, drawing both praise and critique. Yet, each work holds its own creative vision, united in their homage to the Grindhouse tradition. Watching both films together becomes a thrilling experience for fans of the action horror genre. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you again in the next videos.